And now, live from the Steel Twins recording studio in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, it's your boys, the Cannonball, the Cannon, the Steel Twins. What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means.
Voice acting night, baby!
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining us on a late night tonight. I have been ridiculously busy with a local production. If you happen to be listening to this and you're in the northern Michigan area or the Elk Rapids area, be sure to check out yours truly. That's right. The Cannonball is an actor, or at least I'm in a play. So it's called Love or Best Offer, and it is going to be premiering at the historic Elk Rapids Township Hall Auditorium on the first 2 weekends in May. Friday, May 2nd, Saturday, May 3rd, Sunday, May 4th. On Star Wars Day. And then Friday, May 9th, Saturday, May 10th, and Sunday, May 11th. Make some plans if you're in the area. Come on out. And for the rest of you, thanks so much for sticking around with us. And
you know for sure I'm going to be checking out that play, see how he's doing.
Yep. He'll be critiquing my technique, as it were. Also, don't forget to check out Nostalgic Monday every single Monday. Legend of Zelda Tuesdays when we're able. Ratchet and Clank Thursdays when we're able. I know that's kind of been a challenge lately. This weekend, starting Thursday though, we're going to be taking a bit of a hiatus because it's the NFL Draft. That's right. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, it is the 2025 NFL Draft. And those of you that are fans of our partner at the Outside Blitz, your boy, the Cannonball, the fabulous Scotty Freytown will both be at the Steel Twins recording studio in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, to watch the draft, have a couple of adult beverages, and have a ton of food. It is one of the most wonderful weekends in the entire year, outside of opening weekend, outside of opening day in the NFL. Yes.
Oh yeah.
But very much deserved there. So so that we're going to be hanging out there, and then we will have our post NFL draft show on the Outside Blitz the following Friday. I believe that's going to be May 2nd. We may have to record earlier that week because that's an opening night of my own. So anyway. Do your best to follow the Outside Blitz, listen to our episodes. It's a proud partner of the Steel Twins Gaming, and I think we got all the hawks out of the way. It's about time.
One more thing I want to get out of the way real quick here. I know that Zion the Potato was asking us about like we look like voice actors out of cartoons. You know what? That could be something that we want to do in the near future. That would be something else. If I would be like a voice actor for an anime or something, whether it be hilarious or serious, hey, whatever it comes after me, I could. If I'm ever given the opportunity, I can just jump right on it, man.
Hey, why not? And why not both?
Why not?
Yeah. So, a shout out to our friend Zion the Potato. So, I think there's only really one thing left to do to get to my second favorite part of the show. The favorite part's going live. So, if you have a cap to your bottle or a pin on your can, you go ahead and pull that pin back or twist that cap off.
With a twisty twist.
Hey, package. What time is it?
It's time to get bombed.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Oh, man. It's good for what ails you.
Yeah. See, 4 Skittles. Energize the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
That's creepy as shit. Live saying... So anyway, let's get that jamming music in here, just like the Jammin' Ninja. Oh wait, wrong game. Now sit tight. Well, you know what? We've seen him so many times. It's like, you know what? If they drop another cameo, I wouldn't be mad.
Nah, me neither.
Anyway, health warning, integrity,
Oh yeah, of course.
autosave feature. Yeah, we thank you guys so much for being patient with us. We're, yeah, because like we bring this to you every single week. You know, it's just we're sitting there going, oh my gosh, we're so busy. Oh my gosh, we got all this stuff going on. Every time we do this, it brings a smile to my face because it's like, oh, this is something we truly adore sharing with you all. So, okay,
absolutely.
Well, enough about that sappy stuff. Let's get to the action. It is time to conclude. Maybe not this week, and maybe not next week, but maybe the week after. It is time to conclude Episode 3, Turnabout Legacy.
Lock 'em and load 'em, ladies. It's go time.
And I'm going to have a question in a minute, and it's not what you think, but let's find out. Apparently, the last time we left our intrepid heroes, they found a body in the middle of the fountain. What? April 2nd, 2:10 p.m., Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. And that's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts at IS-7 as far as I'm concerned.
I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case.
So what happened at the trial?
Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us.
Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent?
We could prove it all right. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we'd feared.
I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs. That was always his guiding principle.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. The whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th, that following year. It's April now, so, mama, we're talking over 17 years ago. Time sure does fly, huh?
December 28th. I was there that day 17 years ago, sitting in the courtroom gallery.
Is this about the time we need to start breaking out the tissues?
Pretty much.
Boy.
It's pretty much. I think this is leading up to the DL6 at least.
Oh, I know. Oh, we know that, but here we go. Okay. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy had finally reached his limit. It was so bad, he even said he wanted to be found guilty.
Wait, you mean they forced a confession out of him?
Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. When Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being no body to speak of, he learned that Von Karma had used the power of the police to head him off at the pass. He even had himself a fake autopsy report. But that wasn't the end of it. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to being an accessory to murder in court. Combined with his confession, poor guy's goose was well and truly cooked. But Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though.
That's the same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with?
Exactamundo. He knew he needed one last card to play if they squeezed the confession out of Samson. So he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations.
Guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth, too, huh?
We all did, but he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He was tied up in some other big case, too. Good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore. I wonder if that was the Adagarasu case. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Seidman got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad, he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. But Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor.
For the one and only time in his 40-year career.
Yep, that penalty. Still, Samson himself couldn't stomach another day in court. So when that guilty verdict came down, it didn't just signal the end of that day, but of the whole sad affair.
I don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. I was a young child at the time, but even I could tell how much he was hurting inside.
Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. But then, well, you know what happened next. We all do.
Yep.
Poor guy. He never got the chance. I should have left with him that day. I'll always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Or rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me.
No, you had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned, and that's when Mr. Von Karma showed me this case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder.
Nope. That's not right.
Did I miss a lot of this stuff?
Not a whole lot. You're just in time for tea. Yep. Oh, but you'll watch it in the archives. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder.
Strange. The file clearly states that he was the perpetrator. Tangaroa was the murderer? No, I don't believe that for a second.
No, he wasn't. But apparently he was convicted as an accessory. Now, hold on a second. Look at this. Prosecutor Manfred Von Karma. Defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth. Body of the victim, Artie Frost, was found hidden in a chocolate chest made by the suspect, Samson Tangaroa. Victim died from blood loss after being struck on the head with a rock salt lamp. Suspect was found guilty of the crime as its main perpetrator and subsequently imprisoned. But if
God.
What the hell? You asshat. Anyway, keep going.
God damn it, Von Karma. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. And just because he made the chest doesn't mean he did it. He probably made it before the murder.
Yeah, we're still trying to find out who the real killer is. We might find out today. Mind if I take a peek at those? This file's been doctored. The part about the verdict, it's been changed.
What?
Here.
You asshat is something I would say. Ha, I rubbed it off on y'all.
Here, feast your peepers on this. Samson Tangaroa, age 39. Okay, well, let's keep this. Samson Tangaroa, age 39, organizer of confectionery contest. Victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder, which was subsequently cured via medication. Verdict: convicted as an accomplice based on his confession.
Convicted as an accomplice?
That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse.
Say what now? What about altered verdicts?
Ugh.
Then why is my copy so different?
Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up.
So everything I believed about the case was a lie?
Holy shit. And what's the statute of limitations?
Well, yeah, so basically, 3 years after the guilty verdict.
Oh, really? That's it?
Just because he had a disorder doesn't mean he wasn't an accomplice. I feel like Von Karma is going to be trouble to our main man in more ways than one.
Well, you see, at this point in time in the story, he's already been disgraced by Phoenix Wright. He's already lost the case where, the DL6 incident. But, anyway. Like they say, we all got to start somewhere. What's important is you know what's what now. The statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. The great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found, and Samson was found guilty instead. Raise your hand if you think Von Karma's a pain in the ass.
Ditto.
Yeah, ditto.
That's terrible. Is there really nothing we can do to help him?
Not without the real perp, I'm afraid. Until then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Von Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judy was convicted instead. Whoa. What?
How could he?
Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. But he wasn't going to take any chances. So he did what he was told and confessed to keep us safe. Now riddle me this, Milesy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died? Huh? Uncle Eddie?
Wait a second.
Oh, Eddie Fender. Okay. Oh, man. In the wise words of me, hold on, back up a taste. Okay, that's certainly new. You can trademark that shit. So why do we think Eddie happened to be in the prison the day Bronco Knight died?
Ah, that's right.
You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa.
Bingo. Judy and I both promised we'd visit him every day. I didn't quite keep that promise, but Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Come rain or shine, she always showed up. But none of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day.
How heartbreaking. We've got to do something, Mr. Fender.
Well, kiddo, that's actually why we came here. Listen to this music, baby. The ice sculptures are back on display, just like they were all those years ago.
Get down.
Kay,
what have you done for this case?
She's done stuff, relax, and she's here to help some more. And we're gonna see what we can find out. Right, Malzarino?
We answered you, Zion. Like I said, Kay's got a little help to do. She used a little thief, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a prosecutor, Fender. I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father.
Miles?
But that doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth, I want to know the truth behind both of these cases. And I'm not leaving until I do.
You really are old Gregory's son, through and through. Alrighty then, now that that's sorted, we can really get to work. Good thing I brought the IS-7 case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in red ink are my annotations.
IS-7 incident case file, data updated in my organizer. Documents received from Fender, including his comments in red. Thank you, Fender.
And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope them out if I were you.
Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit.
You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, come to think of it.
Indeed. The key players of that incident 18 years ago, who just happened to get caught up in another incident. Oh, sweet criminal blasphemy. Raise your hand if you think Von Karma needs a special Zion the Potato ass whooping. Do it up, Zion.
Do it up.
The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the ones from 18 years ago. The poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. The two chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, ubiquium and asphyxian.
That's what it was.
That form a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusto, who is no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, and who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment in the medical room.
Von Karma looks like a dollar store Dracula that got dipped in acid and is melting like the Wicked Witch of the West. Serious burn there. Anyway.
Roasted. I'm on his ass. Of course you are. And finally, we've come to the body floating face down in the fountain. And the fact that the ice sculptures have melted just as they did all those years ago. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with the events of the past.
They always are.
Body? Body? What body?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, basically, we found the body in the fountain that was after it was melted.
And it looks like Artie Frost's body, but here's the question I was getting to. If it's really been 17, 18 years since Artie Frost was killed, why the heck does his body look so pristine right now? Can anyone tell me that? Anyway.
Which means they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago.
Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating.
Objection!
Objection! Oh, no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation.
Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, not this broad again. More caps.
She got frozen, kept all this time, was placed back in the fountain. Duh. Too many caps, Zion. Sorry about that.
Yep. As long as you make them not consecutive, you should be okay. Anyway,
I would hate to have to add a guilty to my report to the committee.
What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I am simply offering once again to do what I can to help with this investigation.
Your offer is duly noted and duly declined. Oof! She isn't pulling any punches. The identity of the body from the fountain is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need.
Perhaps I can help you speed that process along. I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be.
what? Really? Then you have to tell me. It's the law.
Very well. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. The body in the fountain may also be a visitor from the past.
Drum roll, please, Mr. Artie Frost.
I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. Mr. Artie Frost.
What?
What? What? You're saying that was for Chili Winks?
Wait, who the heck is Chili Winks? Or Artie, or whoever it is you're talking about?
You want to close the door real quick?
Yeah, hold on, be right back.
Hopefully that'll help.
Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace. Although he was better known as Paul Halik. The sculptures on display here are all his works.
No way. Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow winner.
Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident.
How does she know that?
What? Oh, wait a second. Judge Gavelle knows about the IS-7 incident?
And here's the question. How? And more importantly, why? Hey,
I don't know what to say.
Hey, Athena, you smell that?
I smell plot with a capital P-U.
Indeed.
Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. And according to police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out.
Sure, that's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted.
What are you insinuating?
Now, while the records say stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. Ring, 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 ring.
Ring, get your phone.
Huh? Yeah? This is Winner. What? Really?
What is it, Eustace?
The body. We got an ID. Some sculptor called Frost or something? So I guess Edgeworth called it?
Oh my God. This man is an idiot. He is an absolute idiot. Anyway.
Goddess of justice!
So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Gavelle, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case. More than a certain junior prosecutor, anyway.
No fair. You're trying to steal the win.
I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. And if we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together.
We do not need to do anything, and you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Again, why?
Objection!
Objection. Whoa there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that.
Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender?
Yep. See, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of the pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or to put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten from the ground up. When there's been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution, it's the committee's job to fix it, no? And who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive.
Judge Cavell seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail. In which case, I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf.
Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it. He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And if that's not enough for you, he was at the trial, too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you?
Very well. You may both assist in the investigation. But only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The Winter Wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours.
Alrighty. Great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in? Show we're all on the side of justice. Uh-oh.
Do not test me, Mr. Fender. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time.
Duly noted, Your Honor.
This is a turn-up for the books, huh, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all.
Thanks to your immeasurable help, as always.
No sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting.
I will.
So where's he going?
Probably the spring wing.
Maybe.
Well, Kay, shall we?
Heck yeah! Let the investigation commence!
We're still unclear on two key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, and the source of the ubiquium.
You're right. We need some more intel.
Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost.
It's used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right?
Correct. It's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Ubiquium is a red liquid with a minty fragrance.
I wonder what else smells like mint around here.
Good question.
Okay. Sounds like we know what we're looking for.
Begin the investigation! Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. Get to it!
Alright, let me see. Let's take a look at this.
Miss Bound's tea set is laid out neatly on the serving cart.
The pamphlet says the gallery is famous for its tea.
Understandably so. The cup we were given was delicious.
Looks like all this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost.
Hey, when it says that the cup was delicious, does he mean the liquid he drank from it, or eating the cup itself?
I think it had to have been the liquid.
Oh, I know. I'm just joking. So let me see. On time out, Zion the potato. Oh, he's not timed out. On. Okay.
Go ahead, Zion. Go ahead and sound out, brother. Looks like you're out of timeout, brother.
I don't know. There's got to be another command I'm missing, but he'll be back. You watch. All this stuff was signed with Mr. Frost.
Interesting. Oops. Interesting. In that case, I think we better take a closer look.
All right. So what is this?
A caddy containing Ceylon tea leaves.
Oh, okay.
It's a well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not a bad thing to use, considering the quality of the blend Miss Bound serves.
Can we open it by chance?
The tablecloth draped over the cart is pure white and completely spotless.
And it's just waiting for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh!
Okay, I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea that would be.
Oh, come on. What's the worst that can happen?
Famous last words.
Yep. How about tea spilling in the ground, girly?
Even if it does go all sideways, we just wind up with a cool tea-colored tie-dye.
Yes, well, I'd rather it remain white. Plus, I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it.
Really? But there are so many other colors that would totally work. Pink, sky blue, tea leaves brown.
Brown.
All right, so what do we got here?
So this dishware was made by Artie Frost. It looks very
fancy.
Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something in the thousands of dollars. So let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to.
Whoa, this stuff's really worth that much?
Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. Miss Bound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost, like Fender said, to still have this. Teapot data jotted down on my organizer. Designed by Paul Halik, one of Judy Bound's prized possessions.
Is that it?
Huh?
That's crazy.
Hey, Edgy! What is it? You be careful with that teapot, you hear? Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden? Oh, there she is.
Honored guests. I can pour you a cup if you like.
Miss Bound. It's Judy. I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You two knock yourselves out. Huh?
Okay, what's going on here? You know,
Something smells funny here.
and you know what's and everybody knows when something smells,
It's usually the butts.
Oh my God!
Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? A quick break won't hurt.
Hey, check it out. There's a stain on the carpet.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Right by Edgeworth's shoulder. What the hell is that all about?
Why didn't we even look at that?
I mean, maybe we did, but
No, we didn't.
2 cups coming right up. This smells great. Wow, it tastes even better than it smells.
how much you want to bet that it smells like mint?
What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's Ceylon, I believe. It's usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning?
Well, yes. Is it all right? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there?
Oh no, not at all. It's just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma. I think it may be some time to put things together, don't you?
Yes, indeed. I think I can see where this is going.
Really? That's odd. I used the exact same blend both times. I can't see what could account for the difference.
Hey, what's the big idea? Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will you? What's gotten under your skin, Larry? Nothing. You're just rude, that's all. You don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Maurice Donham, all right? It's Maurice Donham, dang it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore. Well, that was childish, even for him.
Wow, what happened there?
Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority right now. I may not have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing.
Hang on.
Back it up.
Yeah, let's take. Okay, can we look at this stain on the floor?
From the color and aroma, I'd say this is a puddle of spilt tea.
And look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it.
With the pH logo.
Ceramic fragment data jotted down in my organizer. Found in a puddle of tea. The design looks familiar.
I guess somebody must have broke something.
I know that insignia.
Yeah, Zion the potato
I'm
has
good.
returned. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. My phone just died and I put it on charger. Hey, that's fine.
You're quicker than I am.
Oh, yeah. And a certain high-strung somebody just might know a little something, too.
Okay, well, let's put some stuff together.
Yeah, why not?
Minty fragrance. The tea smells different. Uh-oh.
Wait.
Oh, not
Nope.
quite.
That's not quite right.
Not yet.
I need to reconsider the information at hand.
That's okay.
All right, so we're just gonna need more puzzles.
Yep, we jumped a little. That's all. Let's talk to Judy.
Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound?
I had to go and tell our visitors were closed. Oh, and hand out a little something in apology. Was there something you wanted to talk to me about?
Yes, a few things, actually. Not least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. Poison gas incident. The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them?
Oh, you know about what happened back then? In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on those photographs for this current exhibit.
But why go through the trouble of creating replicas?
Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place after all.
I see. And is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar?
Oh my! You really think they look alike? Perhaps I used some of the decorations from one and the other by accident?
She's clearly lying. But I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet. All right, so
Maybe not.
let's keep looking, shall we?
What's this cop got to say?
The body's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy's underway. And how's the rest of the fountain looking? Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kind of soothing. Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago,
Okay, tap, tap, tap.
I'm gonna keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is.
Whoa, quit it with the glare off, you two! It's weird!
Oh, come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by an idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring. Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you tell us what it is you're hiding.
Hey, look at that stain on his shirt. Now, now that could have been brown paint, but still.
Quit it. I already told you I'm not talking to you anymore. You're talking to me right now. I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again, starting now. This is getting me nowhere. I suppose I'll have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him. It's either paint or chocolate. What are you hiding? Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. Would you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry? Why would you show me that? Tell me, what is it about Miss Bound's tea set that's got you so agitated? If you won't tell me, Then perhaps you'd prefer to explain it to Judge Gavelle. Wait, don't make me look bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm a sensible, cool, clean-cut guy.
No, she doesn't.
I don't want her to see the real me, the real low-down, dirty me. I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. But if you don't want her to think badly of you, the best thing you can do is talk to me. All right, Larry, shut your lying ass up. All right, I'll talk.
What are you hiding?
All right, Larry, enough is enough. Now confess. Yeah. Is this any way to treat your best friend, Edgy? Is this any way for you to treat yours by lying to him, hiding things? I get the picture already. Stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her. But I got distracted and my hand slipped and smash! I broke the teapot, a priceless work of art. It's in pieces because of me.
The teapot's doing just fine, Larry.
No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from.
Ouch! You really messed up this time, Larice.
See, Edgy, everyone's going to think less of me now. Judy's never going to forgive me for this. Crying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Ms. Bound.
Oh, boy.
My teapot? I see.
I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits.
Larry, pal, chum, buddy, friend, man up. Man up. Man up. Anyway.
Damn boys.
Please, Mr. Donham. It's really me who should be apologizing. How could I have failed to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, let me make sure that's safely disposed of.
The teapot in question was designed by Artie Frost, correct? I understand it was something you've long treasured. You must be upset.
Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually.
Now, what's the deal here?
Mr. I'll make a man out of you.
Oh.
Remember that song from Mulan?
Oh, I actually don't. Oh, that's a good catch. Anyway.
And as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world.
Is she less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be?
What's going on here?
No, I get. Hey, what's going on here? Yeah. I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. This other teapot you're talking about, it's the one sitting on top of the cart right now, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces in the bottom of the cart. And that's when I saw that other pot under there. So I took it out and basically switched the two pots. Larry swapped the pot he broke with a different one.
That's why it tastes funny. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yup, and that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise. You have no shame whatsoever, do you? I'm sorry.
It's really quite all right. Thank you for being so honest.
I swear if Judy and Larry get together, I'm going to throw my phone in shock. I
totally doubt it, man.
He'll find a way to fumble her. Don't you worry. There's always a way. Anyway.
See, Edgy? Isn't Judy the absolute best? I trust you won't take advantage of her kindness and will make amends somehow. I sure will. Once I make it as an artist, I'm gonna give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models after all. It's only fair. At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for a very long while? But I will be keeping out of her way, because I sketched her and the others already. Her and the others?
Huh.
Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Want to see?
Interested in Larissa's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm afraid you've greatly misjudged, Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details this time, too.
Indeed, he probably did.
Unusual details? Nothing's unusual about these. They're my best work yet.
Jahan says hi.
Hi, Jahan. Welcome to the chat, my man. Hold on a second.
Really? Now I want to see them too.
Aw, you're a sweetheart, Kay. All right, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay? Hold on a second. I suppose we might as well take a look.
Your sketches.
Your sketches. So, these sketches of yours. Seriously, Edgy, if you wanted to check out my art, you should have just said so from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this. Ooh, nice. What am I looking at here?
Okay, well, he actually didn't do it. Hey, wait a second. Why are there candies on the cart? And okay, hang on. And look at
Alicia Scone.
Alicia Scone. What the hell is she doing? Huh?
I told you already. Ravishing beauties. Just a few of the fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know.
He's not as bad as an artist as I thought he was gonna be.
There's Verity and Judy and somebody else.
Why did you draw them all on the same page?
Well, I meant to draw the room at first, just something to pass the time. And then I saw one beauty and another, and well, I just scribbled them all down as they went. So these were all drawn at different times? Huh? Yeah, I guess. I did one of you too, Kay. You're on a different page, though.
Wow, you did? I'm flattered.
How true to life are these sketches? Did you only draw what you actually saw? Of course. You think I draw things I can't see? Like using my imagination? Nope. These are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each color.
The exact shade of each color. You don't think that's going to be important, do you? Because
okay, I got two Twitch. I got two Twitch viewers. I think that's two of us, and two YouTube viewers.
Anyway,
there were three, but yeah. So the colors are accurate. Interesting. Much as it pains me to admit it, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. The serving card in the sketch, for example. If I compare it to the one here in the room, there's a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction is in order. Could I borrow this page for a while, Larry? Sure thing. You want me to sign it for you? Just the page, please. Larry sketches data jotted down on my organizer. Sketches depicting exactly what Larry saw. Well, time to go deduce. Yeah, back it up, get to the teapot, and then get to that table, and then deduce.
Go in here and then deduce.
Just this spot right here. Could this be related to the evidence somehow?
Yep, sure can.
Yeah, that sketch. Eureka! Larry, could I ask you something about your sketches? Huh? Fascinated by the work of the great Laurice Stoneham, huh? It's the composition, right? Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth, you painted that exactly as you saw it, correct?
Hold on 1 second. He said light blue? What? Hang on. All right, wait a minute. Time out.
Time out!
Okay, hang on. You know what? I figured out what I think I have an idea what's going on. So, and it has
Larry, either you have to be the dumbest person but greatest artist or perfect visual memory.
Now check it out. Notice how the the tablecloth is light blue, okay?
Yeah.
And notice how Scone is pulling a light blue tablecloth out of the fountain. You don't think that Judy Bound took the body of Artie Frost, removed it, put it under the cart, and then tossed it into the fountain? I'm
maybe.
just saying.
You gotta prove. Well, we gotta prove that.
I'm just telling you, something's weird.
Oh hell nah!
Hang on. I mean, it's just an idea, but it's a hell of an idea. Okay, hang on.
This light blue tablecloth, you painted that exactly as you saw it, correct? I already told you, everything is exactly as I saw it. But the tablecloth on the cart here in this room is white. Wow. This has to be the best theory I have ever heard in my life.
Well,
you know what?
And again, it's just a theory.
Your head's so full of crazy theories, the simple stuff just passes you right by, huh? Ugh. What's that look for? Listen, just before I drew that sketch, I was in the middle of some business with a cart with a tea set on it, okay?
So there's another cart.
What kind of business? That's right. It was the hiding the pieces of the teapot I smashed kind. That's nothing to boast about. Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning it all up when Judy came out of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight.
Dove into the fountain, I'll bet.
There's the cart. Wait, Ms. Bound came out of the winter wing? Yeah, and she was pushing a cart. A different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it that I drew. And what did she do with this second serving cart? Well, I saw her wheel it into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. When she came back out, she was pushing one of those other carts, the kind you can lift stuff with. A lift cart? Yeah, so I called out to her, but she just ran off and left it behind. Never had her down as the shy type, but it just goes to show. Serving cart and a lift cart.
Is there maybe another tea set too?
You better check with Miss Bound. All right, check with Miss Bound then. The two carts. Are there two serving carts here at the gallery, Miss Bound?
Oh, yes. Why do you ask?
A certain so-called artist showed us this sketch. I couldn't help but notice the color of the tablecloth. It's light blue.
And she probably came back when and if Larry was out to melt the body and put it in the fountain. Maybe, who knows?
Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. I only use white tablecloth, freshly laundered and starched. Like the perfect wrinkle-free one in the cart here in the fountain room too? Fountain room, right?
You want... Nah.
Exactly. If I saw so much as a blemish, I would replace it right away.
Could the color of the tablecloth in the sketch simply be a mistake on Larry's part?
Nope. She's lying.
Do you have any idea of what you might have been doing when this sketch was drawn?
Let me see. I appear to be carrying out my usual duties.
I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may. Excuse me.
He said duty. Okay, your work.
What exactly were you doing when this sketch was drawn? Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it.
I was delivering some chocolates to the investigating officers. Aw, now I'm jealous. I love chocolate. Well, there were a few left over, so here, for you both. I made them myself. I hope you like them. Woohoo! Thanks, Miss Bound.
Ha, duty. Well, why not? They're a little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in her pocket. Chocolate data jotted down in my organizer. Handmade by Bound, slightly melted after being kept in her pocket.
They're super sweet. I love them. I'm very glad to hear it.
They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Though perhaps they could do with a little less sugar. What the whoopsie doodle?
Okay, well, I guess there's not much to do about this, but here's the cart, and Eddie's looking at it too.
Why is there a lift cart just sitting here out in the open?
Guess somebody must have been moving something heavy.
Like the body, perhaps? The top of the platform seems to be wet.
You know, I got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before.
Huh? You mean like 18 years ago?
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw it in Frost's room. He must have used it to move the ice sculptures around. Oh, look at that. There it is. Holy shit. I did not notice that at first. Anyway.
Hello.
It's one of those fancy numbers where you can change not only the platform's height, but even its angle. If you had one of these, you could move giant lumps of ice around, no sweat.
Lift cart data jotted down in my organizer. Used by Frost to transport ice 18 years ago. The top of the platform is wet.
Ooh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these.
Still doesn't explain what it's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher, but we should give it a think, yeah?
Indeed. After all, it just might have something to do with our case.
Let's talk to Eddie. See what
Giant
he
lumps
knows.
of ice. Giant lumps of ice. Eh?
Hey there, Miles Areno. What's the situation with the investigation?
Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge.
Good to hear. Guess I better step up my game too, then. 2 incidents.
Two incidents. This case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago.
And how? It's got the lot. Melting statues in the winter wing, and even the murder victim's body.
But how did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing?
Frost had no family apart from his son. Well, the kid kind of vanished. Nobody's seen him since around the time of the incident. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school both just up and disappeared.
What? And they were never found?
Gusto's boy wasn't, not as far as I heard anyhow. Guess Frost's kids turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. Because he was a famous sculptor, Paul Halik, remember? Anyway. But yeah, with no family around just after the incident, Frost got no funeral, no nothing. So no need for the police to release the body, and no need for anybody to find out they didn't have it. They filed their fake autopsy report, and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody.
I still can't believe Mr. Von Karma would have stooped so low.
Anyway,
Man.
can we go into the? Can we go in here?
They put sunflowers by the door. Nice.
A fitting adornment for the entrance to the summer wing, I suppose.
Summer is also vacation time. And every great thief knows that means tourists with bulging wallets.
pickpocketing, Kay? Isn't that a little beneath a great thief?
Yeah, maybe you're right.
What about those roses over there? You see those roses?
Yeah, they look beautiful.
Those are tulips by the door, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, it leads to the spring wing.
Ah, spring, a popular time to move house. Which makes it open season for great thieves.
Housebreaking is a little beneath a great thief, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, right. So hold on a second. Let's look at the fountain. I don't know if we've done that yet.
It seems the police have already removed the body.
But why did the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here?
Like I said, that's what I was asking.
Need I remind you that zombies aren't real? It seems likely that the body was preserved somehow.
Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics guy, anything to report?
Yes, ma'am. Traces of both ubiquitin and asphyxian have been detected in the fountain.
Oh, have they now?
I'm gonna say they were probably carried here by the stream from the autumn wing.
In addition to those two chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak. There's sugar in a fountain? Where would it even have come from?
Well, maybe again. I mean, think about the cake. Think about the chocolate that was in there 18 years ago. Anyway.
Hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting?
No, dearie. Well, nothing much anyway.
Silly girl, that wasn't a dearie moment. That was more of a lambkin. Sweethearts for when you're being sympathetic, of course, and treasures for when they're in a tiz. Love is for people you're not that keen on, and petal you use when you're trying to get someone's attention.
Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth, please! Mr. Edgeworth, Petal, I hope you're getting all this down.
Don't even try it, Kay.
Oh, dearie me.
Okay. Let's talk to Judge Gavel.
Don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to the committee.
Do whatever you need to do, Judge Gavel.
And we'll do the same. You are the self-styled great thief, correct? Mr. Edgeworth's association with such a character will be of interest to the committee too, of course. Go ahead and report me to your stupid committee. I'll be the toast of the thieving community.
It looks like Judge Gavel will have to think up some new threats if she wants to intimidate Kay.
You get him, Kay.
Put something. Try putting something together.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Switch teapots. And the tea smells different. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it smells different.
Poof! I knew we were missing something. I suspect the difference in aroma we notice is due to the teapots having been switched.
You do?
I can't see what else it could have been. The tea itself hadn't changed. Why don't we ask Miss Bound just to be sure? Miss Bound, the difference in aroma we noticed, do you think it could have been because of the different teapot?
I suppose so.
My cup just now had a subtle minty scent, rather like uva tea.
Minty scent?
Oh, I just remembered. I made some peppermint tea in that pot only yesterday. That must be where the minty aroma is coming from.
The tea has a refreshing aroma because it's in a different teapot from this morning. Could it really be it?
No.
Teapots, leftover aroma, minty fragments. That's gotta be it. Kaboom! The tea from the teapot Larry switched in from under the cart smelled faintly of mint.
Right. Miss Bound said she used that pot to make peppermint tea yesterday.
Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Miss Bound seemed more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one.
You're right. You'd expect it to be the other way around.
I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot underneath the cart.
But why?
One of Ubiquitum's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. So what if she had been hiding some in that teapot?
What? In the teapot?
It's simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. Mr. Winter, any luck finding that Ubiquitium?
Huh? Oh.
Idiot.
My people are searching the entire gallery, but they haven't found anything yet. And what about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from.
I may have an idea.
Ha, I knew it. If I can't find it, there's no chance of useless... What? You do know where it came from?
Yes.
Where?
Ms. Bound's teapot.
Wow, nice piece. I like it. Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for a natural-born winner.
It's not a prize. It's a vital piece of evidence. I'm gonna go, give Bound a hard time for me, and insult her for me, and keep note of every insult, and next time you stream, let me know what y'all said. Well, sure thing. Hey, Zion, thanks for sticking around for a little while.
Yep. Thanks.
Your support is appreciated.
Okay.
Oh, it's just evidence? Then I'll have one of the forensics people check it out.
Uh-oh. And Judy's getting in there, too.
Hold on a second.
Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot?
Possibly. The minty fragrance we notice coming from it. I think it just might be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, surely you don't think I had anything to do with that?
I'm afraid I do. The method used to create the gas would have required considerable preparation. Nobody would have had the time or the opportunity to set that up except you.
That's not strictly true. It took around a week to get Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going through here during that time. Delicia, for one. So you see, I'm not the only person who could have set it up at all.
Miss Scone is on our radar too, of course. You needn't worry about that.
And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poison gas.
Yes, you do, sister. Maybe. Well, we're gonna prove that.
So even if you did find some ubiquitium in my teapot, I wouldn't have had any idea what to do with it. But I suppose we should see what the test results say first.
Ms. Bound claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. I need to find a way to prove that she's lying.
Ring, ring, ring,
Ring, ring, ring. It's your phone. Edgeworth speaking.
Sir, it's me.
Is everything all right, Detective?
Everybody's left the winter wing. It's just me in here now, which means I can tell you what we found out.
You really shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. But after the past week or so, I'm not about to stop him now.
The exhibits in here have all completely melted. All that's left in the display case is some stuff at the bottom. More of it in the Taurus case than in the Gemini case, though.
Describe this stuff for me, if you can.
Yes, sir. It's like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now. The sample from the Taurus case just had a bunch of sugar in it. But the one from the Gemini case had 3 different substances in it.
Which were?
Sugar, salt, and blood.
Never mind, I am back from the dead. Welcome back, Zion.
And ooh, did he say blood? Man.
Blood? Still keep note on insults. Blood? What are salt and blood doing in the Gemini case sample?
Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but I'll get it tested right away, sir.
Please do, Detective.
Oh, I also spoke over the radio with the forensics guy working the fountain room. He said he just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid.
I see. That might well prove to be a significant development. Gemini case analysis results data jotted down on my organizer. Results of the analysis conducted on the melted contents of the Gemini case. Anything else to report, Detective?
Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices here in the winter wing, too.
There were a few of those being used in the autumn wing to disguise it as the winter wing, as I recall. It seems that the equipment from 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Miss Scone about this.
Anyhow, I better be getting back to it. I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the lab about that blood.
Yes, thank you, Detective.
Was that Gummy? Seems like he had a lot to say.
He did, and all of it very useful.
Huh?
If I'm gonna prove that Ms. Bound's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I'll need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Miss Scone.
Yep.
It's a selection of trophies won by Paul Halik, or rather Artie Frost. Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist.
Well, you got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. So it's about time I won one too. Guess I'll have to find some thieving contests to enter. Or you could set something up. Something with a nice ceremony at the end, all that.
Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. Miss Scone, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Milesy Smilesy, and dear sweet little tooth decay. I'd appreciate it if that was the last time you called me Milesy Smilesy.
I'm not a fan of tooth decay either.
Well, you just have to like it to lump it. I can't change a nickname once I've settled on it.
Well, I guess we tried.
Gallery decorations.
Okay.
What can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibits? There seem to be some pretty specialized items in use. Light-emitting devices, luminous fabrics. Oh, I can tell you all about those, dearie. After all, I'm the one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry after I broke the rules all those years ago. I bought her 4 lovely new salt lamps, and I gave her the 4 pieces of luminous cloth I used for the contest.
Oh, ding dong ding. There's someone at the ding. I'm a punch Scone in their face, ding. Okay.
Wow, that's super generous of you.
Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course.
That it better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you how kind I thought that was. Not everybody understands, of course. Better not be a dig at me, Delish. I told you how kind I thought that was.
Yes, back when you were a dear, sweet, innocent baby boy. What happened to you, eh?
Dear sweet innocent baby boy? Mr. Fender? Can't quite picture that, I have to say.
So these decorations, They're all the same as the ones you saw 18 years ago, correct?
Yep. Salt lamps, glowing fabric, light-emitting doodads, the whole bit.
I swear to ding. There were 4 luminous cloths in use in the Autumn Wing. But I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. I'm not lying. Oh, it's in my bag somewhere. I'm sure of it. What is she looking for? That's not it. And that's not it. That cloth looks familiar. Maybe I should jog her memory with something so Miss Scone will tell us more. Oh, you know what? It's that sketch. Or this. You had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Scone? Albeit a somewhat grimier one. Grimy? How rude. You won't get people to cooperate with your little investigation like that, young man. Shall I call it a dish towel then? Perhaps you use it to wipe up some sort of spillage. The spillage, he says. The cheek. That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth. Oh, I probably shouldn't have told you that. I think I'd like to know a little more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind.
So
I'm making a poison guess. Miss Scone, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack, Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist who's ever handled Infesticide Ultra would know for a start. After all, it says it right there on the label. Do not mix with products containing ubiquium, ever. But what about a lay person? It's unlikely they know, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, yes. Well, not unless they had a nose to the Ultimate Cookbook anyway.
So not only does the Ultimate Cookbook shows about cures, it can also teach about poisons?
I don't know. The prize from the contest 18 years ago. The recipe for making Infesticide Ultra, along with that not mixing with ubiquium bit, is in there, you know. The Ultimate Cookbook contains instructions for creating poison gas.
Gotcha, bitch. Hey, I'm gonna say it one more time. Gotcha, bitch.
So you're familiar with the contents of the book? Oh yes, dear. I know it inside out. Because I work for the Tangaroa group, you see. We're the company behind Code Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Throwback.
Yup. Cold Killer X fights back sniffles and sneezes with ease, apparently. After Sammy Pooper was found guilty, the company took custody of the book. But they only granted their most trusted people access to it, of course.
And who do you think is more trusted with it? Huh? The person that took her, the person that was taken in when she was a baby.
Miss Bound, perhaps?
This Scone is one of them.
Which means Miss Scone is one of these elites, I suppose.
Okay, talk to us about this luminous cloth.
Why didn't you want me to know you had a piece of luminous cloth in your bag? Oh, well, I suppose there's no point hiding it now, is there? If you must know, I fished it out of the fountain.
Oh, yep. So there we go. There's the second part of Butts' sketch.
It was right before they called me into the Autumn Wing.
Oh, So they have a timestamp for it, too.
So Larry's sketch of Miss Scone is of when she was trying to retrieve the cloth. At first, I thought it was one of the ones I'd given Moody Judy. One of the 4 you'd given to the gallery, correct? Exactly, but all 4 were being used in the Autumn Wing, weren't they? So I realized it must be the one that went missing all those years ago.
Whoa. What?
I'd already had my Infesticide Ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. If one of my claws turned out to be up and used in some sort of dastardly deed, too, well, I was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it hidden in my bag and hoped for the best. I see. Ooh, it does feel good to get it off my chest, though. Stress is no good for the complexion. So the cloth that disappeared 18 years ago, the one that the victim was wrapped in, just happens to reappear in the fountain at the same time as the body. Luminous cloth data updated in my organizer. Gifted to Bound by Scone, lost 18 years ago, only to be rediscovered floating in the fountain.
Okay.
You want to piece something together?
I can't do it.
No. So, all right, Bound. Judy, you got some splaining to do. No,
Not yet.
She's done.
First of all,
Do you mind, Mr. Winter? You're in my way.
I do mind, actually, and I'm not going anywhere. You'll just have to go around me.
Well, we just thought you might want to move to a better spot, that's all.
What better spot? I demand you show it to me at once.
Is that really all it takes to make you do whatever we want?
okay, let's talk. Okay, maybe we gotta talk to Judge Gavelle. Shit, I don't know. Hang on. So, all right. Why don't we talk to the cop here? Mr. Winter was very clear that you're only allowed to investigate in this room, so I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir.
It wouldn't make much difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall.
Oh, but we all know a few bricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir.
Wow, he actually sounds kind of scared of you.
Just what kind of reputation do I have down at the precinct?
Okay. Well, let me see if I can. Okay. The body's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy's underway. And how's the rest of the fountain looking? Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kind of soothing. Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in it not so long ago. We already talked to the forensics guy. Okay, we talked to Larry. We talked to her. What the heck else didn't we? What? Okay, let me just look at this.
It seems the elevator is only accessible to select individuals.
I wonder what's upstairs.
Among other things, the medical room. That's where Mr. Gusto is being treated.
I hope he's all right. We got some questions that need answering as soon as he wakes up.
Since there's no way of knowing when that might be, we should explore other avenues in the meantime.
Well, you know what?
How about giving Judy the cookbook? See what happens then.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. Oh, yeah, here it is.
What kinds of pharmaceutical recipes are in the ultimate cookbook?
Oh, there are so many. It would take a while to go through them all. But if you really want to know, well, then let's start the show. Come join me as we sing this song. It's a nifty, thrifty 2 hours long. Now, one by one, we'll sing the things that the world's best little cookbook brings. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Want to listen to the rest?
No, that won't be necessary. Guess that won't work.
Not yet, anyway. So okay, poison. Okay, what about the? I know that she's lying. So, and let's do this again. Your work.
What exactly were you doing when this sketch was drawn? Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it.
I was delivering some chocolates to the investigating officers. Aw, now I'm jealous. I love chocolate. Well, there were a few left over, so here, for you both. I made them myself. I hope you like them. Woohoo! Thanks, Miss Bound.
Well, why not? They're a little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in her pocket.
They're super sweet. I love them. I'm very glad to hear it.
They may not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Though perhaps they could do with a little less sugar.
Okay, maybe it's the
nothing there.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them?
Oh, You know about what happened back then? In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on those photographs for this current exhibit.
But why go through the trouble of creating replicas?
Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his greatest unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last. Or rather, recompleted. It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all.
I see. And is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar?
Oh my, you really think they look alike? Perhaps I used some of the decorations from one and the other by accident?
She's clearly lying. But I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet.
All right, maybe if I presented the luminous cloth.
Delicia gave me a few of these cloths. They light up when you attach them to a special device.
How many did she give you exactly?
4, I believe.
There were 4 luminous cloths in the autumn wing, but I'm sure I saw another one somewhere else. I get the feeling Miss Bound is hiding something. Okay, so
Okay.
maybe she wants to talk again.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the analysis. It says here, detected salt, sugar, and blood. Sugar composition matches that of sugar found in the pale blue liquid in Artie Frost's room 18 years ago. Sugar detected in the fountain water also seems to be a match. Can I present this to her?
The hunt is on. The truth will come out. But I don't know what that's about. I guess we're going to find out.
Have I inadvertently summoned onto the set of Cake Crimes, the musical or something? No, that's not it.
That means that's not the piece of evidence to... Okay, hang on. I am stumped. Let's see.
What about those trees?
Oh, hang on.
Oh?
Let me think about this. Let's present the sketch, see what she says.
Oh, look at that. A picture of silly old me. That's right. You seem to have caught the artist's eye. You mean lovely Laurie Lampkin? I'll have to have a word with him and say thanks. Well, I'll be glad to introduce you.
And there's the evil smirk.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Let me
You
see if
want to take a...
Can I see if... okay.
Don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to the committee.
Do whatever you need to do, Judge Gavelle.
And we'll do the same. You are the self-styled great thief, correct? Mr. Edgeworth's association with such a character would be of interest to the committee too, of course. Go ahead and report me to your stupid committee. I'll be the toast of the thieving community.
It looks like Judge Gavelle will have to think up some new threats if she wants to intimidate Kay.
All right, why don't, yeah, like you said, let's take a look at the trees, because this one...
This thing is in front of the door. This thing in front of the door is a fir tree, right?
Yes, they're usually associated with winter, but this door leads to the autumn wing. I suppose it's all part of someone's elaborate ruse.
I could paint it red for that autumny feel.
Evergreens stay green all year round, Kay, hence the name.
Sure, I knew that.
All right.
Wait,
What if I look at this tree?
The door here is marked with a nice autumny looking tree.
And yet, it leads to the winter wing. I suppose it's all part of the deception.
I can seal the leaves if you like. Make things a little more wintry.
I think you'd better leave them alone, Kay.
Okay, I'm rapidly starting to lose ideas. Let me see. Oh, something. Okay, Eddie Fender's. Judy Bound.
Judy Bound.
There we go.
Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound?
Huh? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you got a thing. Don't tell me you got a thing for her, Milester.
I do not.
Chill. I'm just yanking your chain. Anyway, what can I say about Jude's? Well, she's a real brave trooper for one. What else do you call someone who waits around for 18 whole years like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of this place.
What? They threw her out?
Yep, Jude's wasn't technically part of the family, so there's nothing she could do. She had nothing, nobody, and no job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though.
Yes, why did she retire?
She'd finally made enough to buy the old place back. She even got the ultimate cookbook back from the Tangaroa group after they basically stole it.
Oh, now you get to put the pieces back together. Bound to recover the house and the ultimate cookbook for Tangaroa's sake.
Guess this place and everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. So she just wanted it back. All of it.
Fender seems very sympathetic to Ms. Bound's plight. But from a less charitable perspective, she has, in a way, taken everything of Mr. Tangaroa's for herself. All right,
now
put the pieces together.
Oops, my bad.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, don't worry about it.
That's the button I'm looking for. Ding dong.
I knew it! The ultimate cookbook contained instructions on how to create the poison gas. And the current owner of that book is none other than Miss Judy Bound.
No way! You mean...
I'm afraid I do. Ms. Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Finally, we can prove that she's been lying to us. Now talk to her. Investigation complete! Refill!
Finally.
And that's that. All that's left now is to await the results of the test in the teapot.
To be continued. Well, we got an hour
okay.
38, so...
Let's keep going. Why not?
Okay, Judy
Ladder,
Bound.
Judy Bound's testimony, part 1.
Yeah, so it might...
We go forward like a breath that sails from the earth. April 2nd, 2:33 p.m. Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. The test results have just come in, sir. Traces of ubiquitin were found in the teapot.
They were?
Just like Mr. Edgeworth said.
Curse you! You better not think this means you beat me!
You really need to drop this obsession with coming in first, Mr. Winner. We're all on the same side here, remember? We're all trying to get to the truth.
What? But first is best! Everybody knows it's better to be a winner than a loser.
That's really no way for a prosecutor to think. Not a successful one, anyway.
Well, but I...
Uh-oh.
Enough! Mr. Edgeworth, please refrain from taunting the boy. Ignore him, Eustace. He isn't worthy of your attention.
Gavel? Oh, all right.
Why don't I take care of things here for now? In the meantime, you can perform the far more important task of going and checking on the victim.
Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll be right back.
Excellent. We shall see you shortly then.
Mr. Winter's annoying but totally harmless. Judge Gavel, on the other hand.
Now, Miss Bound, perhaps you could explain why traces of ubiquium were found in your teapot. I had no idea there was anything like that in there. Perhaps it's one of the ingredients in the dishwashing soap I use. So you are telling the court that you did not intentionally put ubiquium in the teapot? Yes, exactly. Why would I? Until today, I had no idea that it could even be used to make poison gas.
Objection! You're a trained actress, are you not, Miss Bound? I'd have thought you would be a more convincing liar.
What do you mean?
You have access to the Ultimate Cookbook, correct? A book that just happens to contain instructions on how to create the poison gas used in the attack. Meaning it's perfectly possible for you to know exactly how to make it.
Oh, you're very well informed, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Bound, is what Mr. Edgeworth said true? The book does contain information on how to make the poison gas, yes. But the fact that I have seen it doesn't make me guilty.
Oh, yes, it does. Not of murder, but of something else.
Of attempting to poison Mr. Gusto.
Can I ask exactly how the gas was triggered? The victim used a blowtorch to heat the lid of one of the display cases, thereby melting the ubiquium. I see. But he locked himself in the room too, didn't he? Surely that, and the fact that he triggered it himself. Wouldn't it point to being a suicide attempt?
I don't know.
No, he had no idea the ubiquium was in there.
So she's not willing to admit to anything.
Furthermore, where would I have gotten hold of the Infesticide Ultra?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps you stole it? You know, I did bump into Moody Judy a week or so ago. And that very evening, I noticed my Infesticide Ultra had gone missing. Judy, surely you did it.
Alicia, you carry your bag of pharmaceuticals with you everywhere, don't you? There would have been any number of opportunities for someone other than myself to steal it from you.
That's true, and I don't have any hard evidence that it definitely was Miss Bound who stole it.
Judes, there's clearly something you're not telling us. Why don't you just come clean, huh? We all know you'd never hurt somebody for no reason. So...
Not you too. You think I'm guilty as well, Mr. Fender?
Can you blame me? We got one wing disguised as another, a gas trap in one of the display cases, and you're the proprietor of the establishment. It's looking a lot like you did it, kiddo.
You've got this all wrong. You have to remember, the gallery doesn't have any security cameras nor any security personnel. If some ill-intentioned person or other wanted to get in undetected, I don't think they'd have much of a problem. Wow! You're practically asking to be burglarized! You need to be more careful! A great thief could have a field day in here!
And I don't think she's joking.
And actually, it seems that Mr. Gusto did in fact enter the gallery before it opened.
Sheesh. Judy's one tough cookie. She's not budging an inch. Maybe it's time to rock a little technique Gregory taught me back in the day.
And what technique might that be?
So hear me out. Everything's connected to what happened 18 years back, yeah? And since we're not getting anywhere by focusing only on the here and now, maybe we ought to approach this from a different angle and look to the past for clues instead.
A turnabout in thinking. So my father used this method as well.
All right, let's run this through the old Thinkatron. How was Jude's involved in what happened back then?
According to Miss Bound, it was because of her that Mr. Frost's flavored ice sculptures melted. And yet his sculptures are here on display at this very gallery today. Is it possible that she... Thank you, Fender. I think I know what I need to ask Miss Bound now.
Don't thank me, thank your pops. Now take it away, Mousy. I'll grab the popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready, because he's about to put on a show. Ms. Bound, you say that you were the one who caused Mr. Frost's creations to melt 18 years ago, correct?
I'm afraid so. I was young and foolish, and it was a terrible accident.
And yet, what you did allowed you to open this exhibit, no?
What do you mean? Yes, what do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? If you are going to ask such questions, perhaps a formal testimony from Miss Bound might be best.
Yes, perhaps it might. I'd like to know a little more about Zodiac Hall, and about why Miss Bound decided to dedicate this space to Mr. Frost's works.
Very well. If you believe it to be relevant to the case, I will allow it. Miss Bound, would you mind? Not at all. I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm innocent. Then please, if you could give us some background on Zodiac Hall and the pieces on display here.
All right, time for an epic battle. Zodiac Hall.
It took 18 years, but at long last, I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago. But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world. Because if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. Thank you for your testimony, Miss Bound. How wonderful it is that you were able to fulfill your dream. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, everything seems entirely above board to me.
Judge Gavelle, that was simply the witness's preliminary statement. As you surely know, the value of that testimony cannot be evaluated without due cross-examination.
Spoken like a true attorney. Very well. You may do what you must.
All right, time for rebuttal, or should I say cross-examination time.
It took 18 years, but at long last, I was finally able to buy Samson's home back a little while ago.
Let's take a look. So, I'm just gonna keep going.
But a place like this is expensive to maintain, so I decided to turn it into an art gallery. To that end, I collected as many Paul Halik pieces as I could from around the world.
Hold it. Paul Halik. That was Mr. Frost's pseudonym, correct?
Yes, he adopted it while he was working as a sculptor in France.
I see. I'm curious about some of the pieces in your collection. More specifically, how you were able to acquire the Taurus and Gemini sculptures. It was my understanding that Mr. Frost died before he could complete them.
Yes, I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made.
Really? Perhaps you could go into some more detail on that?
Because if I'm honest, it's always been something of a dream of mine to open a space dedicated to his work. I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made.
Well, let's take a look here. So what could we be doing here? Studying was made by the victim 18 years ago. Sketch exactly as he saw it. Documents from crew and Fender. Okay, so look at this. So, okay, case overview. Location, Samson Tangaroa's mansion, Tangaroa's room. Date, December 24th, 18 years ago. Murder weapon, rock salt lamp. Prosecutor Manfred Von Karma. Defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth. Note, statute of limitations expired 3 years ago on December the 24th. So it was 15 years. Okay. Organizer of confectionery, victim's body was found inside of his creations. Convicted as accomplice. Artie Frost, also known as Paul Halik, under which name he was a renowned sculptor in France. Contested in a confectionery contest. Body was discovered in Tangaroa's room. Cause of death was blood loss following a blow to the head. No detailed
autopsy report due to the body gone missing?
Interesting, that's weird. And then there's this. Okay. All right, I don't know what's going on here, but I know there's something going on. So we're presenting what? Oh, the Gemini, the result of the analysis.
Objection. I'm afraid you've run out of road, Miss Bound.
And why is that? Okay, sugar composition matches that of sugar found in the pale blue liquid in Artie Frost's room 18 years ago. Sugar detected in the fountain water also seems to be a match. Let's see. I was able to create replicas for the Winter Wing based on photos of the sculptures he made. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's keep going.
You can lie all you like, but you can't deny the results of the tests conducted on the sculpture's remains. And those tests leave no room for ambiguity. What you had on display weren't replicas. They were the very statues Mr. Frost carved 18 years ago.
Oh, because of the composition of the... Oh,
I can probably help explain how they worked it out if you like, dear. It's the sugar, you see. You might think sugar is sugar, but the composition is actually very unique. You could probably recreate the statues, but the sweet secret of the chemical makeup, no chance. Thank you, Miss Scone. I don't recall asking for her help, but still. To put it simply, the statues didn't disappear back then because they'd melted. They disappeared because you spirited them away and kept them hidden for these 18 long years.
What? She kept a pair of flavored ice sculptures around somewhere for all that time?
because she really, really, really liked Paul Halik's work. It's not the most out there idea in the world, assuming you had a big enough icebox.
Overruled. Quiet, all of you. Ms. Bound, have you anything to say in your defense? So you've already learned that much. Should I take that to mean you admit to having hidden the flavored ice sculptures in question? No, I admit to no such thing. You haven't proven that I was the one who took those statues away.
That's true. Who else could have taken them away?
And you won't, because it would have been impossible for me to do so in the first place. The police were already here when they disappeared. How could I have done it without them noticing?
How indeed. I don't yet know exactly how you did it, but I'm far from ready to say that it was impossible for you to have stolen them away.
You're a very persistent man, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth?
I am indeed, and I won't stop until I get to the truth.
I see. Then I better tell you exactly what I did that day 18 years ago.
All right, spill the beans, lady. What I did that day.
The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in our living area on standby. During the judging, I had to go change the camera's film cartridge for Samson. But before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body.
So far, she's telling the truth.
Later, around when your father arrived, I began to make the rounds and serve tea to everybody present. That was when I saw Mr. Gusto entering Mr. Frost's room. And those were my movements on the day it all happened. I hardly see how you could take issue with any of that.
That's for us to decide, Miss Bound.
Are you saying there's a contradiction in their story, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm more focused on proving the fact that she did indeed steal those statues. The question is when she would have had the opportunity to do so. If I could pinpoint that, I might be able to prove what exactly she got up to.
All right,
What story will tell us?
Sure. But I'm thinking we're going to grill her like a hamburger. But anyway.
The whole time before judging began, I was waiting upstairs in the living area on standby. During the judging, I had to go to change the camera's film cartridge for Samson, but before I could take the camera back to Samson, I discovered Mr. Frost's body. Later on, when your father arrived, I began to make rounds and serve tea to everybody present.
Hold it. Pressing.
Hold it. Just as you did today?
Yes, I went around and offered everybody working on the investigation a cup of tea.
Present company included. I remember it well. You were here, there, upstairs, downstairs, everywhere with that little card of yours.
Interesting. And did anything strike you as strange around that time?
Oh yeah. Gregory was singing the praises of Judy's tea, and I think he mentioned his saucer was cold. Ooh, interesting. That little fact comes up now. You know what? She was in a really, really cold room when she first served that tea. Remember remember how the saucer wasn't cold this year?
Yes. She was practicing. I think she may have been in the winter wing back in the She may have been in Mr. Frost's room.
Yeah. So she's probably in Mr. Frost's room before they got there.
His saucer was cold? Was this the moment when Ms. Bound stole the sculptures?
That was the moment.
Ms. Bound, I believe this was when you stole the sculptures.
I hate to contradict you, but the fountain room was full of witnesses at that point, Mr. Fender included. Are you suggesting that I somehow got the sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room, right under everyone's noses?
That is precisely what I'm suggesting. Ms. Bound stole those ice sculptures, and she did it by hiding them here, in the cart.
Take that!
That's why it was cold.
My father and Fender had no idea that one of the sculptures was mere inches away from them. Because it wasn't just a tea set you were pushing around, Ms. Bound, but a hidden ice sculpture in a glass case.
Overruled. Surely such a thing would have been impossible. How would a case of that size fit on a serving cart? It would have been spotted immediately.
Objection! Who said anything about a serving cart?
Well, I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you suggesting she used instead?
I'm suggesting that Ms. Bound used this to transport the sculptures. All together, everybody. Brrr, the lift cart.
Take that!
And this is...
The cart that Ms. Bound used to move the flavored ice sculptures out of Mr. Frost's room 18 years ago. And it would appear that the very same cart is still here with us in this fountain room.
We originally bought it. We originally bought it for use in the contest. And you're saying that Miss Bound loaded Miss Frost's sculptures onto this cart and carried them off?
I am. As you can imagine, all one would need to do is lay a case on its side, add a tablecloth, and it looked exactly like a normal serving cart, thus allowing her to move the sculptures around freely.
Can it be?
Holy moly! Of course! That's why those saucers were so chilly. They were sitting on top of a big block of ice. Judes, how could you?
Impressive. Then again, you are Mr. Gregory Edgeworth's son. I should have expected no less. There isn't a scrap of evidence that I stole the sculptures all those years ago now. And yet, I knew that no matter what I said or did, I'd always be under a cloud of suspicion. So you admit it? You admit that you stole them from Mr. Frost's room? Yes, I do. I took those sculptures in their glass cases out of that room 18 years ago. As Mr. Edgeworth correctly deduced, I dressed up the lift cart as a serving cart to do it, and slipped in and out of Mr. Frost's room while I was going around serving tea to everybody. In the end, I removed not only the sculptures, but the flavored ice zodiac blocks as well.
Oh, that music, man. Zodiac blocks. I feel like I've seen them for myself before. There's a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not. What with it being hollow on the inside? If the Winter Wing really is an exact replica of Mr. Frost's room from 18 years ago, then even though my father never saw them because they'd already melted, the Zodiac blocks must have been in the victim's room back then as well.
When I had finished moving the 2 ice sculptures and the 2 Zodiac blocks out, I took 2 fresh, empty cases to Mr. Frost's room and put them where the original 2 had been. Only the sculptures had been kept in glass cases, you see, to prevent them from being damaged. The blocks were a little more robust, so they had been displayed as is. As stated in the contest rules, we were responsible for providing all display materials, including cases.
Meaning it would have been easy for her to prepare those empty spares she swapped in.
Mr. Frost's room contained quite a few other flavored iceworks in progress. I figured if I melted them down somehow, the resulting puddle would look like it came from the sculptures. And that is how the sculptures from 18 years ago came to be in the Winter Wing today. I have to say, Mr. Edgeworth, that's quite the confession.
Indeed, and I think she's offered so willingly because she knows there's nothing we can do with it.
That's all I have to tell you. However, despite everything I shared, you can't charge me with anything now, can you? What? How'd you figure that?
First of all, was there a crime ever committed? All she did was move some shit around.
Oh my! I would have thought you might know at least this much, given we're at a crime scene. I suggest you memorize the various statutes of limitations outlined in this book.
Statutes for dummies. Oh my god.
Sorry, I had to do that.
Statutes of what?
Statutes of Limitations book, data jotted down in my organizer. A book explaining the statutes of limitations of various crimes. Simply put, Kay, prosecutors only have a certain amount of time within which they can put a suspect on trial for a given crime.
So let's see here. It says here, theft, 7 years from the date of the crime. Separate time frames apply with regards to claims for damages. And murder.
15 years from the date of the crime. The statute is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country. The statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of their trial. Interesting.
Whoa,
think about that.
Yeah, indeed, because think about this. Samson Tangaroa was indicted as an accomplice.
Could it be that the real killer behind the IS-7 incident be still at large?
Oh, well, yeah, we already know that, but did he flee to a foreign country? That is something we must ask.
Yeah, Dave, did the killer actually flee to Zhangfa? If not...
You know what? We remember, Carmelo Gusto did say he did run to Zhangfa. How long did he get away for?
I think we may have found the truth, but we got to prove it.
Yep. I'm kind of interested in whether there were claims for damages, though. Okay, keep going.
Let's take a closer look, shall we?
We were gonna do it anyway.
So it's different for every crime? Murder, 15 years. Theft, 7 years.
Yes, Ms. Bound stole the ice sculptures 18 years ago. So it's too late to have her arrested for that crime.
I don't believe it! Theft is a serious matter, especially when it involves the removal of evidence from a crime scene. However, as you yourself just pointed out, Ms. Bound can no longer be prosecuted for her crime. Rendering your revelation rather pointless, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, not really.
Objection! Uh-oh. Something's freezing here. Never mind. Huh. Check the feed. See if it's disconnected.
Nope. Everything's good here.
Okay. Objection! Huh. I wouldn't be so sure about that. For you see, the theft of the ice sculptures isn't my principal interest here. I find the body that reappeared 18 years after the theft to be of considerably more interest.
Are you suggesting that I also hid Mr. Frost's body?
I think you did, lady. I am indeed.
But how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it?
Because it's been frozen this whole time, right? Mm-hmm. By hiding it in a very unusual way.
Ooh, now this is interesting. Are you telling me that you know where the body has been for all this time, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's not such a big leap if you think about what Miss Bound has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't just flavored ice that she removed from Mr. Frost's room back then.
Uh-oh.
Very well. If you are confident in this claim, let us put it to the test. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost's body hidden?
It's either in the winter wing or... Let's find out.
Take that!
Yeah, I was right.
A photograph of Mr. Frost's works?
And of the victim's body, Your Honor.
You will have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body?
Could it be the Gemini statue?
No shit.
The victim's body. It's hit. The victim's body is hiding right here.
Take that!
The Gemini sculpture?
Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it is in fact Mr. Frost's corpse.
Hang on a second. We gotta do this.
What?
What the hell is a body doing inside of a ice sculpture case? What?
I told you it was gonna come to that.
Oh my gosh. And it hit me like a Mack truck. Boom. Wow.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
God, I did not see that coming.
Surely you can't be serious! I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim.
Objection! That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight.
And what piece of evidence might that be? The court demands that you present what was used to conceal the body.
It's the... Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Take that!
Take that!
One of the cloths from in the Octum wing?
Yes, when it's made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone? Well, yes, dear, but you can make it look like just about anything, really, even blazing fire. And the right shade of blue would make it look like ice, yes, exactly like it, in fact.
Overruled. And is it not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate these colors, though?
Objection! If you would care to take another look at the photograph of the Winter Wing, Your Honor.
Oh.
You'll notice there is a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case.
Yep.
That's...
one of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case, which means Ms. Bound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and the light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frostbody was in fact a statue carved from ice.
No! This can't be!
Wait, so you're telling me that when we took that photo of us in the Winter Wing?
Yes, we were standing right in front of the body.
Hang on, can we see that?
No.
We don't
No,
have
it's
it in
not there.
But the body and the cloth were both recovered from the fountain. Why were they found there if the body was supposed to be in the Winter Wing disguised as a sculpture?
Objection! Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if we had found it as is. Ms. Bound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the Winter Wing in order to throw us off the scent.
Overruled. Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around behind our backs to throw a body in the fountain.
Oh, you naive young fool.
No, and she didn't need to, because she had another method at her disposal. Her trusty lift cart, the same cart that had proved so useful in executing her original theft. I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it down the stream to the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way. Which is why only the cloth appeared at first. The cloth Miss Scone discovered.
And then the body followed afterwards once it had thawed enough.
Hold it.
Hold it! It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth. But can you prove that it was me? It seems a little unfair to expect me to accept your accusations without proof, don't you think? What about an eyewitness? Do you think someone might have spotted her when she was moving the body?
Yep, and I know exactly who.
As a matter of fact, I do. And the contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Ms. Bound moved the body as well.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegation?
Of course, I have a piece of very compelling proof right here.
Then please present it to the court. What evidence do you have that proves Ms. Bound acted as you claim?
Take that!
That wasn't.
More drawings? Huh. And is that me?
Yes, Mr. Butts drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. But what I'm interested in is the cart we can see here.
Ms. Bound's serving cart? What about it?
You don't see it? She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know that Ms. Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture was being drawn.
What? Hold it. If I may. I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone.
Really? Then allow me to direct your attention to the color of the tablecloth, Miss Bound. I'd originally thought that Mr. Butts had made an error, but he assured me that couldn't possibly be the case.
This tablecloth appears to be light blue.
Yes, a shade of tablecloth that Miss Bound doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body hiding just underneath.
But the shape of the cart is perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would be immediately obvious if the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body.
Objection! Not if the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the winter wing. Place one of those on the lift cart, and it easily passed muster as a regular serving cart. Wouldn't you agree?
Goddess of justice!
Ms. Bound, surely now you must admit that it was you who moved the body just as you did 18 years ago?
I didn't expect you to deduce all that from a single simple sketch. But that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it?
You needn't worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butts' artwork. Once you had disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more, which is exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room. And without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates.
Her pocket.
My chocolates? The ones I was handing out?
As we saw in the sketch, you had originally placed them on top of the cart. But the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket.
Oh yeah! Mine was half melted! It was still super sweet and tasty though.
Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? It was because you no longer had a serving cart to put them on. That's why.
One moment, please. You have explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates and the lift cart. But what about the tablecloth? Where did it go?
Indeed, if stashing the chocolates in her pocket was the only solution she could think of, I doubt Miss Bound had the time to dispose of an entire tablecloth.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me?
Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, it's right here in front of us.
Perhaps you would care to enlighten us? Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Bound used to hide the body?
It's either on Ms. Bound's person, not in this room, or in the fountain.
I think it's on Miss Bound's person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on her. Miss Bound has the tablecloth on her person, and in plain view, in fact.
Hold on, let me take another look at something. Okay, look at this. Hang on a second. Look at the bottom half of Judy Bound's dress, right? It's all green, right?
Right.
Now get a look at her. Hang on. Look at that. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
What's she wearing?
The tablecloth.
Wow, dude. I'm like, shit, that got past me.
In plain view? No, surely you don't mean...
Ms. Bound, it's the cloth around your waist, isn't it? And given that the Zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice.
Oh, so if there's water on that cloth, she's busted.
All we would need to do to confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of the sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Bound. It's time to come clean.
You won't need to test the tablecloth.
I think she's gonna cry.
Everything you said is true. I stole Delicious Infesticide Ultra, and I moved Mr. Frost's body. It was me. It was all me. Delicia, I'm so sorry. Last week, I went into your bag and I took it. Then, I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play.
Judy, you... Oh, gosh.
But Jodes, why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side? All fighting together to free Samson?
We were, but I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until I'd finally proven that Samson is innocent. I always planned to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but...
Why do it this way, though? It's not like you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along. Ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the IS-7 incident was you?
What?
No. I...
Hang on.
No, that
hang
can't
on.
be true. No way.
I committed a terrible crime. I took these sculptures, and I stole them for purely selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't allow them to just melt away, not before he came home. And that meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. But what I had actually done was far worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. Because I would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of the sculptures.
So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures?
I wonder what's going on there.
Those watching the stream, I'm okay, but I'm okay right now. But I could feel Judy's emotion when I did this. So
Samson is a kind man, a saint. He could never kill anybody, never. And yet, because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body, and Samson was found guilty. After all he'd done for me, he was my family. The only family I ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me. And I...
Judes.
After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago. And when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check up on the sculptures. And that's when I saw it. Mr. Frost's body. It had been there the whole time.
I can Dilo says I can hear it. Voice acting in a crying tone is hard, but I can believe yours.
Well, thank you so much, Dallas, and thank you so much for joining the chat, my man. I mean, I truly appreciate it. No doubt. I'm not kidding.
Here we go.
Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired. So I did what I did today. Because it was the only way I could think of to make things right.
It seems I misunderstood her intentions. Everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangaroa's sake.
Hey, what are you thinking about, Mr. Edgeworth?
Something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas? Why not a more reliable method? And why disguise the autumn wing as the winter wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago.
Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind.
If she was trying to prove that Mr. Tangaroa is innocent, Ms. Bound's ultimate goal must be to find the true killer. Yep. Could she have been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit? Ms. Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tangaroa cleared of all charges, correct? And to that end, you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is my understanding of your intentions correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to the crime scene. After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the icework.
So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah?
Exactly. But Ms. Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might even have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk?
Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that's why the autumn wing was all winter wingy.
I am. You were betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pisces case you had so carefully disguised as the Gemini case would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident.
No. But that would mean the real killer was... Overruled. Enough. Not another word. Do you realize the implications of what you are saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusation you are clearly about to make?
Miss Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in that trap is highly likely to be the guilty party. But I lack the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse someone without any evidence is not to be done lightly. So, should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless?
I'm gonna use story mode, but if it was me, I would point that finger.
Yeah, baby.
Yep, we're doing it.
My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed. And to do that, I need to seize the moment. Beg pardon. Yes, Judge Gavelle. I am prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who is to blame for the IS-7 incident. Drum roll, please. Carmelo Gusto, you're a suspect.
Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack, is the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident.
Gusty? Mr. Gusto.
Sorry, gotta hydrate. Ms. Bound, as we have established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit. And you set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far?
You're a very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. Just like your father. And of course, you're absolutely right.
Then perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words.
Of course. I have nothing to hide anymore. So I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the autumn wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors of the various rooms and found that the autumn wing had been locked from the inside. The killer is on the other side of the door. The thought, well, it frightened me.
And then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to her poison gas trap.
When I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation, that's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least, that was my plan.
Jutes, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? We could have found another way. It didn't have to be like this.
Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess, so it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took, as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place.
Judy.
18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might have tried to cover things up again. So I worked to set off a very public incident here in the gallery in front of as many witnesses as possible.
I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory, I let you all down.
Fender, this can't be easy for him.
No, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. Whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. But please, if I may ask one thing of you, it's that you simply must clear Samson's name.
The way the truth of these past 18 years had come to light was unexpected, to say the least. And yet, it had only set us down a path towards an even more shocking end.
To be continued.
Yep, we're gonna hang it up right now. We're gonna try again next week as we conclude Turnabout Legacy and take the killer down.
Yep, and then, it says the ladder, the committee's view. I wonder what the heck that all means. Well,
what about the threat that Judge Gavelle wanted to take the prosecutor's badge from Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, yeah,
Ooh.
and then there's the whole idea of like why is Judge Gavelle so intent on covering this up? Something's going on here, guys.
Yeah, Athena, what do you smell again?
I smell plot with a capital P-U.
Well,
Damn right, sister.
Well, you're gonna have to wait 7 days, maybe more, to find the truth. So until then, I'm the Cannonball Alex Steele.
I am the Package Andrew Steele.
We are the Steel Twins,
And we are for real.
Top guys out. Ciao.
Adios, muchacho.